good morning. In our today's class, we are going to learn about the process of gametogenesis, that is formation of gamete. You very well know that gametes are haploid sex cells and the reproductive organ, that is testes and ovary, are helping in the formation of gametes. Now we are going to learn about the sperm formation first. So the sperm formation in male body is known as spermatogenesis. Now in our last class we have discussed about the internal structure of your testes, and you have learned about the spermatogonia, which are also known as the male germ cells. These spermatogonia are diploid cells, and these spermatogonia undergo the process of meiosis and results in the formation of sperms. So you will see here the spermatogonia are first dividing by the process of mitosis, and they are resulting in the formation of primary spermatocytes. They are dividing mitotically, that means they are increasing their number. Now these cells which are formed as a result of mitotic division are known as primary spermatocytes. Since the division involved is mitosis, that is why they are also diploid cells. Now after that, these primary spermatocytes undergo the process of meiosis 1 and result in the formation of secondary spermatocytes. Now meiosis 1 is the actual reduction division that we have already learned in 11th standard. So that is why the secondary spermatocytes are having the ploidy of N, or their chromosome number is haploid. Now after that, the secondary spermatocytes are undergoing the process of meiosis 2. Meiosis 2 is again the simple mitotic division. So from the two haploid secondary spermatocytes, 4 haploid spermatids are formed, and then these spermatids are maturing and resulting in the formation of mature spermatozoa or sperm, and the process is known as spermiogenesis. So this is the complete process of sperm formation or spermatogenesis. Now in this process you have learned three terms: spermatogenesis, where the spermatogonia are undergoing the mitotic division and meiotic division and resulting in the formation of haploid sperms. Now second process is the spermiogenesis, where the immature spermatids are getting mature and they are forming the sperms, which is spermiogenesis, and after maturation these sperms are released from seminiferous tubule, and that process is known as spermiation. So this is the complete process of male gamete formation, that is the sperm. Now let us come to the next topic, structure of male gamete or sperm. This is the elaborate view of male gamete, and the male gamete shows the three main parts, that is head, middle piece and tail. Now you can see the head is having a cap like structure, that is known as acrosome. This acrosome is very important because it has got the enzyme. That enzyme help in dissolving the membrane of ovum during the fertilization. It has got the enzyme lysine and hyaluronidase. Both these enzymes dissolve the membrane of ovum, which is zona pellucida, and so the nucleus of the sperm enters in the cytoplasm of ovum so that the fertilization can occur. The next part is the head. The head is having the nucleus in it that contains the haploid set of chromosomes. So that is 23 chromosome in us. We are diploid, that is we are having 23 pairs, but since the sperm is a gamete, that is a haploid sex cell, so it will only have one set of chromosome, that is 23 chromosome. The next part is the middle piece. The middle piece contain lot of mitochondria, and this mitochondria produce lot of energy so that the sperm can move. The last part is the tail of flagellum. Because of this tail of flagellum, the sperm can move. Now when the human male ejaculates, it ejaculates about 200 to 300 million sperms during every coitus, and out of that 60% of sperms have normal fertility and remaining 40% show the vigorous motility. The sperm released from seminiferous tubule are transported by accessory ducts, that is epididymis, seminal vesicle, prostate gland, and they are then released outside through penis. So this is all about the structure of male gamete, that is the sperm. During fertilization, only the nucleus part enters into the cytoplasm of the ovum. Now come to the next heading, that is the hormonal control of the process of spermatogenesis. So we have already learned about gonadotrophins in our 11th standard in the chapter hormone. The gonadotrophins are acting on pituitary gland, and in turn the two gonadotrophins are released, that is LH, luteinizing hormone, and FS, that is follicle stimulating hormone. The LH, that is the luteinizing hormone, acts on Leydig cell, and in turn the Leydig cell releases the male hormone, that is the testosterone, which result in the formation of sperms, that is it brings about the process of spermatogenesis. On the other hand, the FSH, that is follicle stimulating hormone, acts on Sertoli cells. These Sertoli cells releases certain factors, and these factors brings about the maturation of sperm, that is the process of spermiogenesis. You have already learned about Leydig cell and Sertoli cell function in our last session. Do watch that session and learn their functions again. That is all for the day today. Thank you.